Hello book lovers! Today I wanted to talk about our emergent readers. Usborne has so many great options for our kiddos that are just beginning their reading journey. So the first one I wanted to talk about is the Usborne Lift the Flapboard book. And this book is all about sight words. One thing I love about this book is that it's something that my 4-year-old can look at and be learning without me necessarily there helping him. So this is something he can look at in his quiet time. But as you would imagine, we've got our goat there, the word goat, and then we can also look at it this way. We have the word goat there, and there's our goat. So we have action words on this page. Over here, it's a little more like a game. Where is the word foot? Oh, is this it? Sure enough, we made a match. There's our foot. So this is a very cute book. It's illustrated really well. I like the little bedroom scene. Rug, rug. So that is the Lift the Flap word book. Next, Usborne has gobs of these wipe clean books. They're really fun. My 4-year-old loves these as well. This is something else that he can play with in his quiet time and just have fun. They come with one of these little markers, and we keep ours in the front here. So they can trace all these things, and they're fun things. You know, they're the flowers or the part of the window. But then they wipe clean very easily so that you're not having to just, buy workbooks over and over and over again. And again, they have letters, they have words, they have numbers, they have dot to dot, they have mazes, they have activity books for in the car. I mean, just on and on with these wipe clean books. Next, I wanted to talk about our dual readers. I think these are an incredible concept for beginner readers. So this is the complete book of Farmyard Tales. It's a combined volume, so it's got a ton of stories in it. Comes with a little CD. As you can see, quite a few stories. This one is very cute. Has a map of Apple Tree Farm, the farm in the stories. And then the dual reader concept is that it has simple sentences at the tops of the pages and then a few more detailed sentences at the bottom. However, the story makes sense as a complete story with just these sentences at the top of the page. So this is great on a lot of different levels. Say you're reading to a toddler, your child's not quite reading yet, but you wanted to go ahead and put this as part of your library. Then you can just read these sentences on the top, and the story will advance pretty quickly for a little kiddo who may have a shorter attention span. Next, as your child starts to begin to read, they can read the sentences at the top, and then you can read the sentences at the bottom with them. I think this makes it more fun. You're doing it together with your child. It also makes the story a little more detailed so that it's not quite as simple as the stories that might just have the simple text. Then, of course, if your child is maybe in quiet time and wants to read the story by themselves, if they keep with the sentences at the top, it is still going to make sense, even without this text at the bottom. And as your child advances, then they're going to be able to read the whole thing. And there are so many stories in here. This is sure to be treasured by your family for a long time. So that is our dual reader concept in a combined volume about Farmyard Tales. Next, I wanted to show my first reading library. So this has 50 books in it. There's a QR code up here that you can scan to learn more about how to work through this with your child. But these are meant to be read in order from the very, very beginning all the way through early grade school. So this is one of the first books in the series, Pirate Pat, and it is that dual reader concept as well. So you are going to be reading the more detailed parts of the book, and then your early reader is going to be reading the easier parts. These are very cool because at the back they have little puzzles to show reading comprehension, to demonstrate reading comprehension. And so you work your way through the series, and eventually you get to the end and your child is reading on their own, more complex. But you still have these puzzles at the back to show that they're comprehending what they are reading. And my son is not yet, we're not working on reading yet, but he loves to just take out all 50 of these books during his quiet time and then pick a couple for myself or his dad to read to him, and he loves to do the little puzzles at the end. So these are good even just as read alouds. So that's my first reading library. It is $79.99, but there are 50 books in it, so I think it's still an excellent value. Moving on from there, Usborne has a ton of really cute phonics readers. This one is Underpants for Ants. I just wanted to read a page to show you how cute it is. They're all rhyming. Nan sells fancy fans and lamps, handbells, clamshells, pans, and stamps. But customers just stay away, and so she sits and knits all day. So they are super cute, really engaging for kiddos. And you can also find these phonics readers in a combined volume. Again, that's an excellent way to save some cash with Usborne Books and More. So this one has got a whole bunch of stories in it. Llamas in pajamas, goat in a boat, raccoon on the moon, etc. So those are some examples of Usborne's phonics readers. So next we have the Billy B. Brown series. There's also Hey Jack, and they actually make cameos in each other's books, so that's cute, but they're very similar. They are designed, this is of course as we're getting along in our reading, these aren't for very, very early readers, but these were designed for kids who have trouble reading or kids with dyslexia. There's no more than 50 words per page. There are illustrations on, I think, every other page. The text is large. There's no hyphens. So this is a nice way to ease into reading chapter books for kiddos. And this story is normally, the characters learn something. My son, although he is not reading yet, enjoys having these read to him. So that's Billy B. Brown series, and then also Hey Jack is very similar. And finally, I wanted to show these. These are called Usborne Beginners. There are 42 of these, so pretty much anything you want to read about, you're going to be able to find a Usborne beginner book about it. And these are meant to be, easier to be read by grade school age kids. But they are just beautiful. They have a ton of interesting information in them. This one about volcanoes had stuff that I'd never heard about before. Black smokers, no idea, but anyway, these are easier text, so they're meant to be read by your kids in grade school age. So those are some great examples of some of the reading resources that Usborne has to offer, but there are tons more. So I hope you've seen something you love here, and you can check out everything else on the website.